Hello team, my name is Monique. Welcome back to another sort of TBR Tombola. In case you didn't know, this is Bookwitchreviews on my channel, and I occasionally plan to do a monthly TBR game called TBR Tombola, where I pull 5 numbers from a tombola machine. Each number has a prompt attached to it, and then I will pick books according to those prompts. I have not been the best at videoing or actually following my TBR this year. Also part of last year, there's a lot of other stuff going on, but I did actually film a March TBR. I pulled everything and then I just never edited it and it never got up. So here we are trying again for April, but April is also Camp Nanowrimo month, which I had sort of blissfully forgotten all about. Camp Nanowrimo is a spin-off of Nanowrimo, which is usually held in November, which is called National Novel Writing Month, where you try to write 50,000 words, and I desperately want to get back into writing and I just haven't. So now I'm debating whether I should try to do some Camp Nanowrimo stuff. So I'm trying to be kind to myself with my TBR. I'm also no longer doing any sort of punishments for TBR games because there's too much other stuff going on. So let's just go straight into it. I have pulled 5 numbers, but first off, let's go with the ARC jar. And the ARC jar is where I put e-arcs in, which I get from NetGalley. I have quite a few of them. I really need to read them. I have not read any of the ARCs that I've pulled since January. Come on. That was hard for some reason. But I have been reading other ARCs, so it sort of counts. Let's just see. If we pull one and we read it, then great. Ooh. The Gifts That Binds Us by Caroline O'Donoghue. It is the sequel to All Our Hidden Gift. It is a contemporary fantasy where we are following Maeve, who feels like she's not really a part of any group and doesn't really have any friends until she starts bringing these tarot cards that she accidentally finds in attention to school, and that comes with a whole host of other problems, including the disappearance of her former best friend. And Maeve is just, oh god, I love that book so much, and I'm really excited actually about reading this sequel. It's written really well and it's super queer inclusive, and I just, yeah, I do want to read this. I meant to read it before it came out, and it came out in February, I think, but we'll see if we get to it. But other than that, let's just jump straight into my TBR Tombola numbers for the month. So we are back to a handheld camera for TBR Tombola April. Up, I drew number 32, which is an epic or high fantasy, and for that I will try to read Son of the Storm by Suyi Davis Ukombawa, or I may or may not bump this book for the Discord of Gods by Jen Lyons, which is the 5th and final installments of A Chorus of Dragons, which, if you don't know, is one of my favorite high fantasy series of all time. However, it doesn't come out till the 26th of April, and I'm kind of like, I feel like I'll be super busy at that point, so I might not get to read it. So I'll put this on the TBR for now and then hope I get to it, because it's actually a book that's been high on my TBR for quite a while. I believe it's also snuck in on a TBR already this year. But anyway, this is a African inspired high fantasy where we are following a young scholar who has this very bright future ahead of him, but he doesn't really care about it that much. He lives in a city that is sort of, I think, barred off from the rest of the world, and it's very much like scholar pursuits, and also magic is illegal, but he accidentally sort of falls into knowing about some magic, and I've heard really good things. This cover is absolutely stunning, and I want to read it, but also I am distracted by life. But yo, this is the first one on there. Next, I picked number 5, which is a middle grade, and for that I will finally be reading a book that I have been highly anticipating, which is called Witchlings by Clarabel Ortega. It comes out on the 5th of April. I've already pre-ordered it. It looks like this. It is a queer inclusive magic school sort of adventure. I believe that we are following Saturday Salazar as she is going into sort of joining this magic school where you get put into houses. However, she gets put with these 2 other girls, and then they all end up being spares, which is apparently when you don't get put into a coven, and the only way for them to turn into a coven is to slay a never beast. It just sounds absolutely wonderful. I love the magic school tropes. I love that setting, and I also do not care whatsoever for the horrible person yeah, things, and I've just heard that this is a nice, really lovely alternative, and I'm hoping that I'll really love it so that I can recommend that to everyone who asks for something like the thing that we don't talk about anymore, because fuck turfs. Up we have 29, which is a sci-fi, and for that I hope to read Light from Uncommon Stars by Raika Ioka. This is a sort of sci-fi, sort of magical realism, I think. We are following a young violinist who has made a deal with the devil, and so to get fame and fortune she is willing to give up other sort of talented violinists, and she is almost there when she finds this young trance violinist and is hoping that that will be her, like, her way out of this bargain with the devil. And then I also believe that we are following a starship captain who has this sort of found family and is running a donut shop, and I've heard nothing but amazing things. I love this cover, and it's just one of these books that I keep being like, oh, I really want to read that, and then it just sort of slips out of my hands like sand. But we're reading it and I'm very excited about it. Next we have 27, which is another sci-fi, and for that I will be reading another much anticipated sci-fi. This is Star Eater by Kirsten Hall. I believe that we are following a young woman who is trying to get out of this priesthood, and then from this rebellion she is offered that if she infiltrates the higher ups they will help her escape. And this is just sort of this very gritty, dark, I'm not entirely sure how to explain this. This is one of my favorite covers from last year, and I'm just excited about reading it. I don't really know what it is, but I am excited because look at this. And last but not least, I picked 58, which is a contemporary fantasy or a magical realism. And for that, I will be reading an e-arc that I've been super excited for, that I actually thought came out in April, but doesn't come out till May. And that is Women with Dragons by Kelly Barnhill, which is out on the 3rd of May. This is a book following, I believe, a young girl whose aunt disappeared during this sort of specific time period where women all of a sudden like turned into dragons and left their husbands or ate their husbands. It just sounds really odd and beautiful and amazing. And Kelly Barnhill previously have written The Girl Who Drank the Moon, which is like a middle grade that I actually really enjoyed. It's sort of weird and sort of odd, but when Women with Dragons just sounds like this amazing book. So I really want to know how Kelly Barnhill has set it up. So I'm really excited about reading this book, and then I'm really excited about its release, so I hope I really love it. So yeah, for now, this is my somewhat short little stack of books. There's obviously some ebooks on here, and then my physical copy of Witchlings, which I will be going to get next week. Very excited. And then yeah, that is the TBR Tombola. Hopefully this one will actually see the light of day, and then I am hoping to do a wrap-up video of everything that I have read in the first 3 months of the year, because I haven't been doing any wrap-ups whatsoever. And then also finally, you know, tick off some of my numbers, which is the whole plan of this game. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button at the same time so you don't miss out on any other videos from me. You can also click the little bell, which gives you a notification when I put up a new video, and then I will see you guys soon. Remember, I'm proud of you. I'll try to post more, maybe.